wrestler in the country, Wyatt Hendrickson, at heavyweight. He'll be wrestling for Utah Valley, Jack Forbes.
Wyatt transferring from Air Force Academy, and I'll be honest, man, I've seen Wyatt wrestle over the last few years. Absolutely just a specimen heavyweight, big, strong, but that guy can move, right? Now, Forbes, look at that shot right off the whistle with a roll through. Oh my, and he gets a takedown. There we go, and a roll through here. Oh man, Hendricks, that goes to show you what I was just talking about. Hendricks moves like a 125-pound wrestler. His athleticism's crazy. His strength's off the charts. I love the tenacity that Forbes comes out with. And it's actually what I was just going to say, right on the edge. He comes out with a firecracker of a shot.
Forbes coming into his own. Wrestling last week, he upset a really gamey wrestler, McDaniel for Nebraska. Got his first win here. Now on the rankings, number 33 is Jack Forbes from Colorado.
For a second, the way that scramble ended up, I was like, oh, we're going to catch Hendricks, but Hendricks too athletic. Forbes earns that 1-point escape.
Hendrickson coming off a U23 world title. Extremely tough wrestler in the NCAA. He's got a handful of losses the last couple years. Took third in 2022, 23, and in 24.
You see that shot, high C to a double leg, just so smooth, so fast.
Hendrickson, one of those key transfers that shook up the news for a while in wrestling, as David Taylor took the reins at Oklahoma State.
The transfer window, Chasen, is interesting. Oh, out of bounds. We're coming back into the center. It's interesting because, man, on any given year, especially with the COVID years, some guys have earned their degree. And if they hung around the university they were at, it's like, okay, I'm hanging out. I'm going to take some postgraduate classes. And you know what? It's not a surprise to me that you're seeing some of the transfers that you've seen. But now we're kind of getting out of that time period. I think this is going to be the last year you're going to see that. But you still see guys go, you know what? I got some options. There's a chance for me. Oh, shot here.
Match is tied up. Hendrickson scores a takedown. But you're right, Sam. We got graduates wrestling on lineups because they've been around for 6 years.
Interesting tilt here by Hendricks. Hendrickson tough on top. Look at the heavy cross face to the elbow. Running it through, looking for almost like a barbed wire here.
No quitting Forbes. He's fighting here.
Rolls through.
Gets an escape.
Hendrickson's just so powerful. Snaps down, goes behind.
Forbes, a redshirt junior from Littleton, Colorado, wrestled at Columbine High School. Looking to score, gets an escape here.
Forbes trying to defend. Looks like he's losing a little gas here. And man, Hendrickson's just keep putting it on.
I mean, you can see the physical size difference between the two athletes. Forbes, originally coming to Utah Valley, he's gained probably 50 pounds since he's been here. Really put the muscle on, gotten big to fill this role at heavyweight. But not quite as big as Hendrickson.
Tough ride as time expires.
So far in the duel, this first period of the heavyweight bout has been exciting.
Awesome. And again, I'm gonna give hats off to Forbes. He goes, you know what? I'm gonna hang it all out. He's shot. He's been aggressive, but man, not a match thus far as number 2 ranked. Wyatt Hendrickson has just pulled takedown after takedown. Here's a switch and a reversal.
Heavyweight news across the nation got shook up last week as Gable Stevenson announced his return to NCAA wrestling. He'll be
Actually,
wrestling again at Minnesota this season.
I thought that was interesting. I didn't know the rules because I know he did some contracts in the WWE. He did some contract with the Buffalo Bills. I thought once that was a professional contract, you couldn't come back to amateur sport. But I don't know. I don't know how it all works.
He's back.
He's back. But coming into this, where he just announced this just a couple days ago, the first thing I thought of when I heard the news was I was thinking about Wyatt Hendrickson.
And Greg Kirkley over at Penn State.
That matchup, however it's going to turn out, right? These three are obviously going to meet each other at some point here, not only through the season but postseason at the NCAA tournament. That is going to be an awesome, big return by Hendrickson. That's going to be a huge matchup. Yeah, I don't care either one.
What's it like to have an Olympic champ in your bracket, though?
You get him, right? Olympic champ. Didn't do the last Olympics either.
Didn't even want to. 40 seconds left in the second period. Score currently 20-7 for Oklahoma State Cowboy Wyatt Hendrickson.
Stall warning, second stall warning. Referee awards a point to Henrickson. That's the way you don't want to go out, Chase. And I think Forbes knew he probably had to come out with all he had, with all of his firepower. And I think he's burned his gas tank a little bit. We got to see him get his knees up underneath him, back up over those elbows, try to put something together to earn some escape and or switch, get up off the bottom.
Time expires. It's Utah Valley's choice. Coach Adam Hall says go neutral.
Victory series, right, Chasen? If you were Forbes, what would you do against Hendrickson here?
Going head throws. I'd probably just put him on his back and pin him.
Hendrickson comes away with another takedown to earn that technical superiority tech fall victory. So that rounds out our heavyweights, Jason.
Hey, Oklahoma State looking dominant.
Number 2, Wyatt Hendrickson taking on Brett Maurer. Wyatt Hendrickson, he is a big heavyweight, but he does not wrestle like one. Obviously has a big size advantage here against Maurer, but spoke with Maurer yesterday, and he was excited for the challenge. Talked about the challenge against Ben Keeter 2 weeks ago, and how, even being an underdog, he said he's not going to wrestle any different. He said he's just a man. Rankings don't mean anything. He's going to bring the fight in every match. And talking with Pendleton, Coach Pendleton yesterday, he said the reason why he schedules these tough competitions early in the year is for the learning opportunity for his team. He wants to see how his team responds to adversity, how his team responds to wrestling the best wrestlers in the country. Give them that gauge, help them to see where they need to improve. And that's what they're getting today. And big takedown for Wyatt Hendrickson. Hendrickson, one of the most electric heavyweights who has ever wrestled. That is not hyperbole. Wyatt Hendrickson, incredible wrestlers, super athletic, spent last 4 years at Air Force, where he's a 2-time All-American. And now he's back. Now he's at Oklahoma State. And look at, you see Maurer bringing the fight, coming in with the hand fight. And that's what you love to see if you're Coach Pendleton and company. You're an underdog here, outmatched, outsized, but bringing that fight, and big double leg takedown for Wyatt Hendrickson, getting some near fall as well. And you see just like that, 8-1. Don't blink. Watching Wyatt Hendrickson. A lot of speed, a lot of power from the big heavyweight. (8-1) now, minute 15 to go in the first period. Wyatt Hendrickson riding tough on top. One of the things Hendrickson is known for is his top ability. He is a pinner. He's working that cradle on top. Brett Maurer does a nice job getting his leg back, avoiding giving up any near fall, but he is in a tough position here. Maurer, not a true heavyweight, coming up from 197. Knew that Munoz was gonna make that bump up, so for the team and for the starting spot, Maurer chose to move on up, and I think he surprised a lot of people, even in his loss to Ben Keeter. Maurer was in on the match tying single leg late in that third period. Keeter able to scramble through and get the win, but different story here against Hendrickson, and of course Wyatt Hendrickson is a step up in competition from Keeter. But what a learning experience for Maurer to wrestle Wyatt Hendrickson, one of the best heavyweights in the country, and Ben Keeter the first 2 weeks of the season. Hendrickson stands up and is in on a single leg, looking for a reversal, but instead he'll just get an escape. 9-1. Hendrickson, bonus point percentage, huge. Big pinner, scoring lots of points. He's a guy who likes to entertain. And there's a shot, but defended by Hendrickson. Leg attack for Wyatt Hendrickson. You see the movement, very non-typical of heavyweights. And you know, talking a lot about Hendrickson, how athletic he is. Maurer, pretty good athlete in his own right. As Hendrickson gets another takedown, so 13-1 now. Wyatt Hendrickson just one takedown away from a technical fall. Hendrickson riding tough on top. Really challenging position to be in here if you're Maurer, undersized, on your belly. You gotta move a lot of weight just to get up to your base, just to stand up, trying to get that escape. Under 10 to go now in the second. And we're into the third period now. Wyatt Hendrickson holding a 13-1 lead. Maurer gonna choose neutral in the third. Hendrickson can end this one with just one takedown. Get to that 15-point lead and earn the tech fall. And there it is, Wyatt Hendrickson in on a leg, gonna look to finish here on the edge, but called out of bounds. Really, really fun duel from start to finish here. We saw a lot of close matches. You know, the scoreboard for the team duel is not gonna reflect that, but really impressive stuff from Oklahoma State. And we knew coming in, you know, they're gonna be the big favorite here as we see Wyatt Hendrickson get that final takedown for the tech fall. 16-1, and it's number 2, Wyatt Hendrickson with the tech fall. We said he was gonna push for bonus, and he did.
Wyatt Hendrickson off the whistle, looking for a takedown. And he's gonna get it. Hendrickson taking on Luke Rasmussen of South Dakota State. Hendrickson gonna be looking to extend Oklahoma State's current lead here in this quarterfinal round. They have taken a lead in the team race. Currently sets at 87-80, Nebraska in second. Henrickson, he's got the 4 near fall. Now he's just looking for the fall. And this could be danger for Rasmussen if he gets out of the Turk. Now, just a good old-fashioned butcher. Butcher, barbed wire, whatever you want to call it, for Hendrickson. He hops over the head and is going to pick up some more near fall, if not the fall. There it is. Wyatt Hendrickson, just like that, picks up the pin, punches his ticket to tomorrow's semifinals. So starting at 10. All right, moving on up to our final semifinal here on this mat. Nick Feldman of Ohio State in the red. Wyatt Hendrickson of Oklahoma State, who's in on a re-attack, but a high flyer from Feldman. Oh, but Hendrickson recovers to pick up the takedown. Feldman threatened there for a second. But Hendrickson on top, and this is where he's really good, and Feldman struggles a little bit. You can see that in these two first meeting last year. Hendrickson won that bout 14-5 at the NCAA championships. Hendrickson continued to have Feldman completely bellied out, working the left wrist. Butcher opportunity for Hendrickson, and Feldman waving for entry time. That's going to do it for me here on mat 5.
Well, time expires or he gets the pin. And here we go, underway, heavyweight match. Wyatt Hendrickson in the orange, Isaac Trumbull in the red for NC State. Right away, it's Hendrickson pawing at the head of Trumbull.
Yeah, Hendrickson, he's been at heavyweight for years and years, but you look at Trumbull, not that big of a size difference between the two, and Trumbull's probably the taller wrestler here.
Yeah, 197 had to be an absolutely brutal cut for Isaac. There's a nice high crotch by Wyatt Hendrickson, trying to crack it down. Is Hendrickson, and looking to counter here as they're sitting the corner there is Trumbull. He's keeping that head, but with that foot on the hip there, it's going to be tough. And there's a takedown, and could be working up for the fall. No near fall for Wyatt. But a 3-0 lead early after that takedown. Just a nice high crotch, pretty methodical finish, getting that foot on the hip, just like Coach taught us. Now you gotta be careful on that sit out. Now double legs in. He is just tenacious, always looking for points as he's pulling those wrists out. Just a insane crop of heavyweight wrestlers right now. You've got, of Of course, the return of Gable Steveson, the Olympic champion, NCAA champion. The reigning NCAA champion Greg Kirkfleet was undefeated last year en route to a title. You have Wyatt Hendrickson, the most prolific bonus point scorer at the division.
Younger Basida, Isaac Trumbull, Slavikoski, Ty Goodell, you know, just go on and on.
Nick Feldman. And they're now trying to work for a reversal maybe is Trumbull, but locked around the crotch is Wyatt Hendrickson. Straightens that leg, but then, man, he just kind of flexes and circles around. Gotta be careful. Puts him on his back. There's a 2 count, and maybe more.
Looking for the fall.
Oh, it's close. He might have it. He's got that far arm lifted. 45 seconds to work for the fall for Hendrickson. Can he get it?
Feels imminent here.
This is a tough spot for Isaac Trumbull, who's posted on the head there. Hendrickson trying to lift and get the right shoulder of Trumbull down on the mat. There's the fall. Wyatt Hendrickson with the exclamation point. We finished pin, 97 in heavyweight. What an exclamation point for Oklahoma State as well. The team champions scoring all pins.
Yeah, he's a pinning machine. He can score from a lot of different places.
And he was a 2-time All-American at Air Force.
Yes, Air Force Academy. 1 year of eligibility left, and now he's at Oklahoma State. Just a freight train double into Lance Runion for the 3-point takedown.
And he can cradle you. He's just
dangerous.
He's a monster.
This guy, in any other year, you're top 4 or 5. But it's so loaded with talent this year. It's unbelievable. And heavyweights changed through the years. It's not the, you know, back when they didn't really have a limit and 300-pound guys. These guys are strong, athletic, and great wrestlers.
Yeah, it's not a push and shove match anymore with the best ones. But I love watching Henrickson. Lance Runion's done a great job for the Panthers this year, building himself into, you know, to be able to compete at heavyweight. 74-pounder a couple years ago.
Yeah, he qualified for national tournament twice at 74. Was out pretty much all last year, injury, built himself into heavyweight this year. And he's still smallish heavyweight. He's 220, 222.
Yeah.
And he can wrestle. He's just a little undersized against some of these guys in the country. Now,
great hip tilt.
Hendrickson, right to the tilt. He's going to get a count.
Yeah, he's really good on top, man. Coming in here tomorrow night, you got Oklahoma State and Iowa State Sunday at 4, ESPN. We'll be back here on Flow with Oklahoma. They're wrestling Iowa State tonight.
Best part of the year right now, heading into February, and then we're going to have conference, you know, Big 12s, and then national tournament. This doesn't get any better if you're a college wrestling fan. So Hendrickson now up 7-0 after that tilt, and just tons of.
Oh man, it's almost like, can you call him for stalling underneath? He's just getting crushed.
Yeah, absolute.
know?
Tight waist and working a claw ride. You can't relax or he's going to tilt you. Runion trying to come out for 1-point escape, but now he's kind of in a bad way
here. Yeah, he's got his leg almost a cradle. Or does he have the cradle?
He's got it locked.
Got it locked up on the edge. Trying to think about how am I going to stay in bounds, and he does go out of bounds. 4 seconds.
That's one reason you like Hendrickson, or at least to watch him wrestle. He's trying to score there on the edge of the mat with that bottom leg cradle.
It's fun to watch. He is.
So Runion trying to build up into that quad pod, and we're going to run out of time in the first period. But Hendrickson right now in control 7-0.
And it looks like Henderson's going to cut him.
So Runion out for his 1-point escape. Hendrickson right back in on a double. Runion for 1 second exposed Hendrickson. Crowd got excited, but Hendrickson just a little too strong, kind of came through that, Coach.
Runion was game, man.
Yeah. Well, he can wrestle. He's just, the only knock on Runion, the only knock is he's a smallish heavyweight.
Yeah.
And he can wrestle. And he's, now that takedown's up 10-1.
Doesn't quite hook it up. Oh, my goodness. The coaches knew, because he's good with the cradle running. Man, that was his forte.
Real hard to lock that powerful body up.
Yeah.
Boy, Runion gave it a chance there. Now Henrickson going to attempt to release Runion again. So now 10-2. Ton of riding time for Hendrickson. 3 minutes 11 seconds.
Easy go behind. 13-2.
Still over a minute left in the second period here. Hendrickson not sure if he wanted to cut him or not there, and he's going to work out front.
Escape 13-3. Second period, 50 seconds. Man, he is so athletic. He changes his level and goes, just like drives right through.
Yeah, he just went 3/4 of the way across the mat there. Still doesn't have the takedown. He's going to get it now.
Yeah, he's a handful, man. Good for good. I love watching the heavyweight class. With you got the elite heavyweights, and he's one of them, Wyatt Hendrickson.
Just keeps those legs driving. Catches the other leg, and that's just a great takedown by Henrickson. So now he's up 16-3. He's got riding time locked down already.
Runion trying like an elevator. He scored with that before. Looking to come up. Henrickson lets him go. One more takedown, I think will have the tech fall. There's his double. Runion trying to lock up, but there's the takedown. Impressive heavyweight right there, Wyatt Hendrickson. Great meet, great crowd, a lot of